So as an American living here in the Netherlands, I've realized that there are a lot of things that I just don't even have to worry about anymore. Versus when I was in the States, these were things that I worried about almost on a daily basis. You know what? I had y'all super crooked. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but something crazy happened recently in the States. Well, it's not crazy, it's really just a bit surprising. And I mean like surprising in a good way, because you see the average person on the left or the right actually agreed on something. But what they agreed on is actually, that's the questionable part. Because you see, a CEO of a healthcare company recently, well, I don't know what word to use, but let's just say he recently got waxed. And this whole thing was actually caught on camera. And look, I'm gonna be real, this was a terrible and scary thing. Like, for the CEO to just get waxed. And that, I mean, I would never get behind something like that. But when you think about the situation, I could understand like why people would come together about this situation. But man, think about how crazy this is. America's been divided for so long, and the one thing that's been bringing people together is the waxing of a CEO of a health insurance company. And I do want to make myself clear. I do not condone any violence, especially waxing somebody. Look, I did my nickel in the hood. I ain't going back. But no, look, I do not condone any of that stuff. I'm just saying I totally oh dang, threw me off my flow. I'm just saying I understand how high health insurance can be, especially in the States. Like, I completely get that. And yeah, apparently it hasn't even been getting better either. That's the worst part. It's only been getting more and more expensive. I mean, the first time I even noticed this was when I ruptured my Achilles tendon and I had to have surgery on it. The moment I saw this bill, I just instantly thought, how do people afford this stuff? I mean, luckily I had great insurance through my job, I had great insurance, but I still had to pay quite a lot for something like physical therapy and other like bills that just would come in the mail. I still had to pay a lot for this stuff. I mean, physical therapy alone was $250 a visit, and I had to do 3 visits a week. Now, I'm gonna be real, I was hurting for the cash, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's because that's an expense that you just gotta deal with, and you need to do it. So you just pay it and you do the best you can. So you put it on your credit cards, and then it just trickles down the line of like the struggle. And again, this was all with the good health insurance, meaning I had good health insurance, but still had to pay out of pocket for physical therapy and some other bills. Imagine if I didn't have good health insurance, or I didn't have health insurance at all because it's too expensive. Uh-oh, what are these girls yelling for? But yeah, just imagine if I was living like I'm living here, where I pay for insurance. Like, I pick my insurance and I pay for it. It's not covered through my job. I would not be able to survive, because the bill alone in the States that bill was more than like almost some houses. But yeah, that bill was higher than some houses in the States. And then not to mention the bill for having my first son. Like, how do people pay for these things? And I think that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand the frustration of health insurance, because it is freaking crazy, because that's also something you can't control. You can't control when you get sick. And then to top it all off, the icing on the cake, you could be paying for your insurance month after month. And if something happens to you, they could actually just deny you. And now this actually happened to me one time when I was working for the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. Because when I was working for them, I wasn't actually working full time, which meant that, I wasn't getting any benefits. So I legit was just paying for it out of pocket, and then something happened. I had got really, really sick. Went to the doctor, and man, I ain't gonna say no names, but let's just say they made it so complicated for me that I just went ahead and paid. Matter of fact, I think I even paid like extra fees for it too as well. All because it was so complicated to understand. Now, it has not happened to me when I got corporate insurance. Now, when I got that was completely different. But when I was paying out of pocket, I got denied. I'm so happy and so blessed that I don't have to worry about those things here. The health insurance here is very affordable. I pay around $140, $147, it's something. I pay about $140-ish a month. It's not free, but again, it is affordable. And that's only $140 a month, and I don't have to pay a lot out of pocket. I don't have to worry about going when I need to go. Because look, I'm not even gonna lie, man. There's been so many times where I would have to go to the doctor in the States and I didn't have health insurance at one point. There were so many times where if I went to the doctor, basically I couldn't eat or just not pay my rent. And I chose, yeah, look, I'm eating ramen noodles tonight. The babies were 10 cents. But I remember that happening to me a lot. And luckily, I'm so thankful that I don't really have to worry about that kind of stuff anymore. And now something else that I'm happy that I don't have to worry about anymore is just the amount of violence like in the States. Like it's just, I mean, it's not terrible, but with people not going out or going outside, it makes it a lot worse. And I finally get it. That was something that I did not understand before, because when I would go back, I was like, man, it's not that bad here. Like, why people keep, and I know what it is. It finally hit me. And that is, people are just not outside. Like, it's just, that's what it is. People, a lot of people are just not outside. So you're just walking and there's no one out. And then you have the news and it just makes it like 20 times worse. So you have no people outside. The news telling you how the world's gonna end every day. It legit just promotes how unsafe it can be over there. Even though every time I go, I'm gonna be honest, it is not that bad. It's not as bad as what the media will make it out to be. It's just not. I'm just keeping it real. It is not. But the gun violence, that's just gonna be there, you know? Like, I do worry about the gun violence when I go back. Like, when I go back, it's something that I do have to actively think about. I do think, okay, like, do I want to be in this certain area? You know what I mean? Like we'll go by someplace and I'm like, okay, we might not want to go grocery shopping over here. Also, we might want to cross the street because of that guy in the wheelchair. It looked like a leg got a stick on him. So we might want to just cross the street and walk that way. Like, I ain't got to worry about that stuff here. I'm so happy that I don't have to, because look, I got kids. I think about them all the time we're going out. Like, I always like looking out for them and, you know, just turning on that dad mode, that dad focus. So I'm just keeping it real. I'm so happy that we don't have to worry about the gun violence here and just all the extreme violences here. Because that's what I noticed. It's not that things don't happen. Like, look, the Netherlands is not perfect. Europe is not perfect. But I'ma be real. You will never see something like what I mentioned before, where I saw a guy when I was in Chicago. I was in Chinatown, driving through Chinatown, stopped, and I saw a guy getting in another car, and he had a pole on, like he had a full-on stick on him. And legit, it was hanging out the back. He was super nice. He was like, he was walking, he was like, sorry. Super nice and everything, but holding a full-on stick on him. In Chicago, in Chinatown. I love Chinatown. But that just ruined it for me. I was like, dang, I can't even go to Chinatown no more. I've never seen anything like that here. I've been to a lot of places in Europe. Never seen it. Also, never seen it in Asia either. I'm just being real. And it's nice to know that you won't see those things. And that's what I mean. You'll see violence and you'll see things like that. You'll see crimes. Like, again, Europe is not perfect. I'm just being real. But man, when it comes to like the extreme violence, like, if it happens, it's like a fluke, basically. Like, it would never just happen here. Like, it has to be, it's like one in like a million. I mean, versus in the States, it's literally, I would say 1 in 100, I would say. The things over there are just way beyond anything that would happen over here. And now, again, location does matter, but it's just the violence and the level of violence here in Europe is just nowhere near in the States. And it's nice to be able to go out at night or go out when it gets dark, or let your kids ride in front of you for, you know, just as long as you can see them kind of thing. That's really nice. And now, do I still make sure my kids are safe? Of course. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, that dad focus is level Super Saiyan Blue. I'm telling you, just Super Saiyan. Look, I do not play no games when it comes to my kids. And now before I get into the next topic, I do gotta let y'all know that I've been doing pretty okay taking time to slow down. Matter of fact, my wife and I actually picked up extra date night. And now for nothing, I've been super happy that I've been able to like sip on my Glühwein without worrying about taking the kids to school the next morning. Thanks to today's sponsor, Zbiotics Pre-Alcohol. I've been lucky enough for them to have my back. I mean, Zbiotics Pre-Alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotics that reduce enzymes and all that toxins in your belly. I take it right before we even start our date night. That way, it's out of the way and I ain't gotta worry about it. And again, just a huge savior for getting up in the morning, which is a must because we've been watching a ton of Christmas movies. So look, if you're like me and you are in Christmas movie mode, make sure you drink responsibly and click the link in the description below to get 15% off your first purchase. And if you are not as satisfied as I am, Zbiotics will give you a full refund, no questions asked. And yeah, we are still on our Christmas date night kick. We got Home Alone 1 teed up. We also got Home Alone 2 and The Nightmare Before Christmas teed up as well. Boss. And yeah, we will be drinking responsibly. I'm excited for these Christmas movies. So yeah, click the link below. Oh man, y'all see what I see? Look down this way. There's no one sitting outside of one of my favorite cafes. I've been wanting to come. The best time to come here for me is when the weather is like this or when it's like extremely cold. Oh snap, look at that, this is new. They didn't have benches, they used to have chairs. Oh snap, I think they did that just for me. And then I would say the last thing that I'm so happy I don't have to worry about is, especially since I have 2 kids, I don't have to worry about education so much. And I mean like just the cost of it. And now this is another one that some people have pulled up on me for mentioning in the past. They pulled up on me for the comments for mentioning this and how education is affordable. But I really don't know how to get this point across. The only thing I could say is just imagine you have a son or a daughter and they grow up, they want to go to college. And then as soon as they're done with college, they're in like $100,000+ of debt. And now not everyone goes through this debt or have this debt, but a lot of people do. And the average person's not getting their school paid for through like their parents or through, and it's not that no one wants to, it's just that the average person can't pay for this. Like it is just way too expensive for these kids. And look, I'm gonna be real. Out of everyone I know, out of all the people I know who've gone to college, I don't know not one person who doesn't have student loans. Now, do I think it should be free? No, I'm not saying that. Just like with the health insurance, I don't even think the health insurance should be completely free. But dang, it needs to be affordable. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you expect to compete with the rest of the world if most people feel like they shouldn't even go to college because they don't want to be in this amount of debt? Like, how can you even compete with the world? And it's such a catch-22 too, because the state supposedly has the best education, also supposedly has the best healthcare, like the best doctors and things. But it don't matter if people can't afford it. Like, who can afford this stuff? But you know what? Matter of fact, I met a guy on the train, and I met him because he's seen a lot of the videos. Great guy, Liam. Shout out. He's a boss. Okay, he's studying law, and he told me his dad is a lawyer too as well. So he's following the footsteps of his dad. And when he told me, I just asked him. I was like, dude, listen, I hope you don't mind me asking, because that's what I do. Like, if I meet people, I ask questions because I just don't know. I mean, I get confused with what people tell me versus what the comments say too as well. So keep that in mind. But I was talking to this guy, Liam. He's, again, going to study to be a lawyer. And he did tell me it's a long, like, you do got to go to school for a long period of time. Just very similar to the States. But man, when he told me how much he was paying per semester, I'm not gonna lie. Look, y'all should have seen my face, because look, I think a part of me is just kind of died, and just like the ghost just floated out of me. I'm not even joking. That's how affordable it was. But yeah, man, Liam, a huge shout out to you, man. I hope you don't mind me giving you this shout out. I just wanted to be like, look, I ain't telling him how much it was, but I'm just saying, I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm not gonna mention the numbers, but I'm gonna let you guys know that it's like, I would say it has to be maybe 20 times cheaper than what it will cost to go to law school in the States. Okay, now on a brighter note though, y'all Y'all want this cookie? Look, I showed it to you earlier. I kind of teased y'all. That's my bad. So yeah, here, y'all can have this cookie. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ooh, look at that. It focused right away. We are at Clave. And one of the biggest reasons, no, two big reasons I really love this cafe. First one is the coffee is like freaking amazing. The cappuccino's pimp. Solid 10. And not only is it 10, but it's only like 325 euros. That's it. And then the second reason has to be that there's no smoking signs on the table. Come on, tell me, look. Tell me that ain't gangster. And if I had to give a bonus reason though, I would say the people are nice and it's also quick too as well. So, you know, the thing that you will notice a lot when it comes to America is that America is treated like a business. And I finally understand that, or I came to the conclusion that it's treated that way because that's basically what it is. And that's why things are the way they are. And look, I don't know how long this could last, but I mean, something is just not right when you have corporations basically controlling the company, like profit over everything else, like over everything. Nah, it's not sustainable. Because if you think about it, it doesn't matter if you're the richest country, but the country's uneducated because they can't afford to go to school, or the country's population is dying because it's unaffordable to have kids. Like, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Like, you could be the richest all you want, but it don't matter if you don't have something to help boost the average person. Like, if you don't have nothing, or if these things are just untouchable for the average person, it doesn't matter. If you continue to have corporations running the country and the number one thing for them is profit, getting it by any means necessary, you can only squeeze people so much until they realize that they're being squeezed and it becomes a problem. Jeez. Side note, this is aftermath from the Christmas market. Not gonna lie though, it was fun. Yo, y'all see that? Our tree is so crooked. I hope it don't fall over. Jeez, man.